Some of the most powerful life lessons ever told don't come from textbooks or lectures. They come from stories filled with talking animals, clever merchants, and courageous kings. Stories that entertain, surprise, and quietly reshape the way we see the world. Step into the enchanting realm of the Jataka tales, the ancient stories that reveal the past lives of the Buddha and carry wisdom that still feels alive today. Long before he became the enlightened Buddha known as Siddhartha Gautama, he is said to have lived countless lives, not only as a human, but also as animals, tree spirits, and even divine beings. Each existence was a lesson, a step forward on the long path toward awakening. The Jataka tales bring together more than 500 of these stories, each one a small jewel of insight, simple on the surface yet deep in meaning. These stories are not meant only for Buddhists, they belong to everyone. They explore universal themes such as compassion, generosity, honesty, and the consequences of our choices. Through vivid storytelling, they teach the principle of karma, the idea that wholesome actions lead to positive outcomes, while harmful actions return as suffering. Like a cosmic law of cause and effect, the Jataka tales remind us that what we send out into the world inevitably finds its way back to us. Let's dive into one of the most famous tales, the Monkey King and the Mangoes. Imagine a huge mango tree on the banks of a river, bearing the sweetest fruit you've ever tasted. This tree was home to a large troop of monkeys, led by a wise and compassionate Monkey King. This king was actually a past incarnation of the Buddha. He had one strict rule for his troop: never let a single mango fall into the river. He knew if the fruit floated downstream to the human kingdom, the king there would want all the mangoes for himself, and that would bring danger to the monkeys. For a long time, the monkeys were careful. They ate the fruit, making sure none ever dropped into the water below. But one day, a single ripe mango, hidden by a colony of ants, fell into the river. It floated downstream and was found by a fisherman who presented it to the human king. The king tasted it and was amazed. He had never tasted anything so delicious. He immediately ordered his men to find this magical tree. The king and his army marched up the river and found the magnificent mango tree, with the monkeys feasting on its branches. Enraged that animals were eating his fruit, the king ordered his archers to shoot every single monkey. The monkeys were terrified, trapped. They saw the archers stringing their bows and panic spread through the troop. But their leader, the Monkey King, remained calm. He had a plan. He quickly climbed to the highest point of the tree, took a deep breath, and leaped across the wide river, a feat no other monkey could accomplish. He landed on the other side, but he was just short. He managed to grab a strong bamboo cane, but it wasn't long enough to form a bridge back to the tree. Thinking fast, the Monkey King tied one end of the cane to a tree on the far bank, and the other end around his own waist. He then leaped back towards the mango tree, stretching his body to its absolute limit, creating a living bridge for his troop. "Quickly!" he shouted. "Cross over my back to safety." One by one, the monkeys scurried across their king's back, their feet trampling him as they fled to the other side. They all made it across safely, all except one. A rival monkey, jealous of the king's power, saw his chance. As he crossed, he deliberately jumped hard on the king's back, breaking it. The human king watched this incredible act of self-sacrifice in astonishment. He was so moved by the Monkey King's bravery and compassion that he ordered his men to lower their bows. He had the wounded Monkey King gently brought down and laid on a soft couch. With his last breaths, the Monkey King looked at the human king and explained why he did it. "A ruler's duty," he whispered, "is to protect his people, to ensure their happiness and safety, even at the cost of his own life." These words struck the human king to the core. He had been ready to kill hundreds for the sake of some fruit, while this Monkey King had given his life for his subjects. The human king learned a profound lesson that day about true leadership and compassion. He vowed to rule his own kingdom with the same selflessness and care that the Monkey King had shown. This story beautifully illustrates the Bodhisattva ideal. A Bodhisattva is someone on the path to becoming a Buddha who dedicates their life to helping all beings. The Monkey King wasn't just saving his troop, he was demonstrating the power of compassion and self-sacrifice, planting a seed of wisdom in the human king's heart. Another wonderful story is that of the banyan deer. In this life, the Buddha was born as a magnificent golden deer, the king of a large herd. In the same forest lived another herd, led by another deer. The king of the land was an avid hunter, and he loved hunting these deer. To avoid the chaos of daily hunts, he decided to build a huge park, drive both herds inside, and simply take one deer each day for his royal kitchen. The two deer kings agreed to a system to prevent panic. Each day, one deer would be chosen by lot to go to the execution block. One day, the lot fell on a pregnant doe from the second herd. Terrified for her unborn fawn, she begged her king to spare her, but he refused, saying the lot was final. In desperation, she went to the banyan deer king, the future Buddha. Moved by her plight, he made a decision. He went to the execution block himself and laid his head down, ready to be sacrificed in her place. When the royal cook saw the golden king of the deer offering his own life, he ran to tell the human king. The king hurried to the park and asked the banyan deer why he was there. The deer replied, "The lot fell upon a pregnant doe. I could not ask another to take her place, so I have come myself. O king, I have come to take the death of the doe." The king was deeply humbled. "I have never seen such compassion even in humans," he declared. "Arise, noble deer. I grant you your life, and the life of the doe." But the banyan deer didn't stop there. He asked, "What will become of the other deer in the park?" The king granted them safety as well. The deer king continued, asking for the safety of all four-legged creatures, then all birds, and then all fish in the water. The king, overwhelmed by the deer's boundless compassion, granted safety to all living beings in his entire kingdom. He abolished hunting and turned his royal park into a sanctuary. This story is a powerful lesson in empathy and the ripple effect of a single compassionate act. The banyan deer didn't just save one life. His selfless action transformed an entire kingdom's relationship with nature. These stories teach us that wisdom and virtue aren't abstract concepts. They are actions. They are choices we make every day. Do we act out of selfishness, like the jealous monkey, or out of compassion, like the banyan deer? The Jataka tales show us, through these simple yet profound narratives, how our choices create our world and shape our character, life after life. They're not just fairy tales. They are a practical guide to living a better, more mindful life. They encourage us to look beyond our immediate desires and consider the well-being of others. They teach us that true strength lies not in power or dominance, but in kindness, generosity, and wisdom. So, the next time you see a monkey, a deer, or even a tree, maybe you'll remember these tales. Maybe you'll see a story of a past life, a lesson waiting to be understood. The Jataka tales invite us to see the world with more empathy and to recognize the potential for goodness within ourselves and all living things. Exploring these stories is a journey into the heart of Buddhist philosophy, made accessible and engaging for everyone, regardless of your beliefs. They are timeless classics that continue to inspire and teach us what it truly means to be human, or a monkey or a deer, on the path to a more compassionate existence. Thanks for joining me on this little journey into the Jataka tales. If you enjoyed this and want to explore more ancient wisdom, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.